Hi, I'm Ashley Swartz. I'm founder of Furious Minds. Furious Minds is a collective of professionals that help small and entrepreneurial companies in the advertising technology space develop their commercial strategies, and one of our areas of focus is in video advertising, which is why Andy and the Beat TV team have asked me here today to contribute to discuss a two-mogul commission Forrester report that was released today, in fact, specifically on realizing the RTB video opportunity for brand marketers. The big question is, what's the impact on the advertising industry for RTB, but most specifically today in introducing real-time bidding as it relates to digital video advertising. Forrester estimates that by 2016, digital video advertising is going to be a $54 billion industry. That's up 250% from 2011. Right now, the estimate is that consumers on average spend 21 hours a month watching online video. The big question is, what's the impact on television? The perceived value of video advertising for brand marketers is that it delivers the same return from a brand marketing perspective as television does, which has been one of the enigmas and challenges of digital display advertising for the last sort of 5 years or so. And the big question is, now that transparency and real-time bidding is introduced to video, how does that impact television and drive share shift? The expectation is that the greatest share shift from TV will be driven by video, in fact. So what does that mean for the TV dollars versus the digital dimes today? There are a lot of questions that need to be answered. How will digital video be bought in a real-time bidding environment? Will it be priced on a CPM basis, or will it be priced on a GRP basis? Many purveyors of online video content, specifically premium content today, like AOL, Yahoo, and Google, have talked to the idea of using an eGRP or some other metric more akin to traditional television to actually move dollars from TV to digital faster. How will performance be measured? Is it soft brand metrics? Are we delivering it based on interaction rates, on engagement, on click-through? What really is success for online video, specifically when it's bought on an impression basis in the method of granularity that real-time bidding and ad exchanges enables? What's the quality of the inventory? One of the questions is are exchanges really only making available what is remnant inventory or what is going unsold? And the biggest issue that has been surrounding real-time bidding since its sort of inception, that I believe now extends to video, is it really an exchange? The reality is that in traditional exchanges, as we see in other markets like the financial, the idea is creating a marketplace where there's transparency of pricing and selling on both supply and demand. And the reality is that suppliers of video inventory and display inventory in our exchange constructs aren't transparent on prices. Buyers don't know what they're willing to sell their inventory for, which in some degrees puts them at somewhat of a disadvantage. So we're seeing that there is price competitiveness. Some of the dollar estimates with Forrester, with some of the industry experts that were interviewed, saying they're seeing a $13 to $15 average CPM being made available for $9 to $12 maybe in a real-time bidding environment. But you're getting that incremental lift and performance because you're being able to target and optimize and buy on an impression by impression basis. There are bigger issues, though. What is the impact on real-time bidding and the introduction of ad exchanges to the advertising industry, and particularly the agency and buying model? The reality is that measurement is going to change. It's going to force insights-driven buying, which means moving insights upstream, whereas now typically we buy digital video advertising, on a monthly basis or sort of blanket insertion orders, or we buy TV, for example, once a year, typically in the quarter, with the exception of the spot market. The reality is that now we have to look at real-time insights-driven buying, which will change the operational standards and how agencies staff and how brands expect agencies to serve their business, and also how they assess an agency's success in buying digital advertising. Budgeting will change. No longer will sort of the set it and forget it once and done budget of this much for digital advertising for a year by channel work anymore. Allocations will need to be fluid. Spending decisions will need to be made real time, which means that brand managers at advertisers will need to be empowered to make spending decisions within a certain sort of runway. This will result in a cultural and a behavior change requirement within agencies as well as with advertisers. That's a lot of lifting when you talk about a current industry that is existed on the perpetuation of silos and keeping church and state or television and digital above the line, below the line separate, and retaining power where the most dollars are spent. Purchasing power is power in advertising, both on the agency side of the business and with the advertiser. I think one of the things that exchanges are trying to do is to shift that power back to sellers and we'll see where that nets out. The IAB has actually launched a measurement and exchange guidelines standard for real-time bidding. It'll be interesting to see how much of a driver they are in setting expectations of transparency and sort of full disclosure as it relates to the sell side as well as the demand side of ad exchanges. The big question at the end of the day is, what does this mean for television? Will transparency in digital video, given that digital video is likened to be sort of the biggest one on the attack for television dollars, will it require greater transparency in TV? If digital video is to be sold on a GRP basis, well, that kind of enables television to be bought and sold on a real-time basis as well in an exchange. And what does that mean for the television market? Will the upfronts die? Will transparency in TV mean that those $20, $29 like CPMs for television will go to the wayside? Not sure. The reality is that real-time bidding and ad exchanges and the availability of greater information and the empowerment of advertisers and agencies to make buying decisions based on information and real-time available information will create a disruption. The question is, how much of a disruption will it cause? I'm Ashley Swartz. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Have a great day.